the Friends of the Art Museum in 2018. The Friends ran the Museum Gala in 2018 and 2019, which saw art lovers around the city supporting us by buying tickets to this glamorous event. It was this incredible fundraising effort, spearheaded by Michelle Brown and the Friends of the Art Museum, which allowed us to start our Purchase of Works of Art Fund again. The sponsorship from the Mantis Group was incredibly important to this fundraising effort. Adrian Gardner's contribution to this event echoes his support of local art. We then were able to start and reinvigorate the selection committee. The selection committee, it was at the selection committee's advice that we decided to run this as a competition in order to open up and see what interesting voices are out there in the Eastern Cape. The selection committee comprises art professionals from 3 art provinces and tertiary institutions. Maureen, is that going to happen while I'm talking? Is that going to be happening while I'm talking? Welcome to everyone who has joined us today. My name is Emma O'Brien, and I'm the Assistant Director of the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan Art Museum. We are very excited to be sharing this exhibition celebrating Eastern Cape art with you today. This exhibition represents many years of hard work and fundraising and lobbying for a purchase of works of art budget. The collection represents the story of Eastern Cape art, and it is very important that we have new and contemporary voices that are added to this collection. For the past 10 years, we have not been able to buy new artwork. Thando Badusa, the chief curator of the Red Location Art Gallery, and myself lobbied in 2020 for funds to purchase works of art. This was added to an initiative that was started in 2018 by the Friends of the Art Museum. In 2018 and 2019, the Friends of the Art Museum ran the Museum Gala. Art lovers around the city showed us their support by buying tickets to this glamorous event. It was this incredible fundraising effort, spearheaded by Michelle Brown and the Friends, that allowed us to start up the Purchase of Works of Art Fund again. The sponsorship from Mantis Group was also incredibly important to this fundraising effort, and Adrian Gardner's contribution to this event echoes his support of local Eastern Cape art. This incredible effort, fundraising effort and lobbying allowed for us to restart the selection committee. It was at the advice of the selection committee that we ran this call for entry as a competition to open up to as many artists as possible across the Eastern Cape for entry to our collection. The selection committee comprises art professionals from 3 tertiary institutions in the Eastern Cape. Maureen Diaga, who is Deputy Dean, Associate Professor and Head of Department of Fine Arts at Rhodes University. Thando Mama, who is Head of Department of Fine Arts at Fort Hare University. Vulindlela Nyoni, Associate Professor and Head of Department for Visual Arts at the Nelson Mandela University. Ruth Siambo, Professor in the Department of Fine Arts at Rhodes University and National Research Foundation Saatchi Chair in Geopolitics and the Arts in Africa. In May this year, we had our first round of selection. 166 artists submitted over 100 artworks, and from these, we selected 28 artists for this final exhibition that you see on display today. Tonight, we will be announcing the final list of artists who will be purchased for the collection. We have asked Nontu Mtsomi, who is the project manager of Art Bank South Africa, to join us to profile and celebrate this exhibition and project. The Art Bank currently runs a national competition to support local artists and invites artists around the country to submit work for consideration for acquisition to the Art Bank of South Africa. Nontu Mtsomi was appointed as the HOD and project manager of Art Bank of South Africa in 2018. She is from KZN and studied at the Durban University of Technology, specializing in fine arts and logistics management. She has extensive experience in the art world. She was visual arts coordinator and curator and facilitator at the BAT Art Center Trust in 2017. KZN Regional Coordinator for Visual Arts Network of South Africa, VANSA, in 2013 to 2015. She took on roles coordinating the Global Village youth program and cultural activities for the International AIDS Society in 2015 to 16, and was seconded for a year in 2020 to the William Humphreys Art Gallery as an assistant director. She has served on many non-profit boards and committees, notably the chair of the eThekwini Cultural Program Committee for International AIDS Conference 2016. She was the first Black female president and exhibitions committee chair for the KwaZulu-Natal Society of Arts, and the National Arts and Crafts Sector representative at the Cultural and Creative Industries Federation of South Africa. She currently serves in the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture Craft Advisory Team and the University of Free State Academic Advisory Board and the Creative Industries Master Plan Industries Reference Group. It is with great pleasure that I hand over to you to help us celebrate this wonderful exhibition. Thank you.
We really have had very little opportunity to celebrate in the past 20 months. The COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted and changed the way we live. I've never seen anything like this. Millions of lives lost, livelihoods totally wiped out. And in the art world, galleries, museums, the world over were closed. Even fairs were postponed or cancelled. It has really been a shock, especially for a sector or an industry that is freelance by nature. Thankfully, true to form, the cultural and creative industries have been responding innovatively, migrating some of the business aspects online, which incidentally has made art more visible than ever before. This afternoon is evidence of this. It's amazing that I can deliver this exhibition opening address virtually, sitting in my office in Bloemfontein while the exhibition is on show in PE. Today, we get to celebrate Eastern Cape art together virtually. Thank you, Emma, for the introduction and the warm welcome, and I greet you all this afternoon. Well, I've been in the creative sector for over 15 years, and it's very clear that artists still face many challenges. But with that, we can be thankful that slowly over the recent years, there's been a shift in terms of focus in the country. The creative industries were identified as sectors that could contribute to economic and social development, which is why the National Development Plan includes them, and also the creation of the Mzansi Golden Economy. Although it has taken some time, in 2017, the Art Bank of South Africa was launched officially under the Mzansi Golden Economy strategy in Bloemfontein at the Olivenase Art Museum, giving birth to a vision of the Department of Arts and Culture that dates back to 1996, which was mentioned in the white paper for arts, culture, and heritage, which was to create a entity that would nurture the creative arts and see artists prosper and develop. The Art Bank was instituted as a direct response to some of the challenges of the visual arts sector. So just briefly on the Art Bank, Emma has touched a little bit on it. It has been structured to one day be a self-funding agency, which provides opportunities for the development and marketing of visual arts. As the program grows and adapts over the next 10 years, it will develop a definitive representative collection of contemporary South African art, visual art, through the acquisition of the artworks by emerging artists and research. So we have been tasked with purchasing artworks of South African artists with the intention to lease these artworks to government departments, private companies, and also individuals. And all this is in the efforts to transform the visual art sector by promoting financial sustainability, having development initiatives, and fostering an accessible and democratized South African contemporary art market by making art accessible to the broader public, whether it be in their workspaces, the public spaces, or their homes. So you may be wondering how one could get involved with the Art Bank. Well, as Emma has mentioned, we annually invite artists to submit up to 5 artworks for consideration for purchase. And we have an independent 9-member committee coming from the industry, representing diverse regions and skill sets in visual arts. And we usually open the exhibition in June, July, and have the submission window open for 2 months. So it's a great opportunity for artists to showcase their work and to be collected and included in this prestigious collection that belongs to the country. So you may be asking yourself, why would fostering public appreciation for art be important, especially when you look at all the other pressing issues that a developing country may need to address first? So besides the reason that art can raise the consciousness of what is happening around us and inspires, giving us insights as to how to improve our worlds, it also has the potential to contribute to the innovative shift to digitization within the fourth industrial revolution. Interestingly, in the Future of Jobs reports to 2018, the World Economic Forum suggested that creativity is one of the 3 skills that cannot be automated and that will be sought after in the years to come. Unfortunately, society and very much so in the schooling environment, there's still the pervasive and problematic and cliched messaging that creativity equals being able to draw, paint, dance, or play an instrument. Sure, creativity does include those activities, but that does not explain the full picture. So creativity, along with critical thinking and the ability to solve complex problems, is what is needed to meet tomorrow's futures. That will be tomorrow's challenges that will be brought on by social economic factors. And art, visual art as we speak today, has a vital role to play in that. Okay, so interestingly, nationally, in 1998, it was identified that the creative industries would be a key sector to drive growth in terms of the economy in South Africa. So we see now that in the 6th administration, government is also looking at the creative industries again as the potential to contribute to the growth of the economy. And the continued and increased public sector funding to support the arts is critical in realizing these potential gains. And I'd like to applaud the efforts that have been made over the recent years to identify funding there at the Nelson Mandela municipality, that the decision to identify funding and purchase artwork and support local art, that is a very commendable decision and efforts and direction that you could be going in. So in closing, I would like to thank the Nelson Mandela Metro Art Museum and Red Location Art Gallery for inviting me to speak today. I know I've been speaking about pretty much the visual arts economy and the sector, and illustrating how important it is that we continue to support and grow and capacitate the sector in order for not just for visual arts to benefit or just artists to benefit, but for the whole country to benefit. And it's very encouraging when I've looked online at some of the artworks that are available, obviously online, that are part of the exhibition. It's very encouraging and very interesting work. And I'd really like to encourage more Eastern Cape artists to submit to the Art Bank for the next submission window, which will be next year around June, July. And I would also like to remind everybody tuning in today that it would be a mistake to ignore the arts, as it has the power not only to transform society, but also to have positive impact in reducing poverty, and also has a huge part to play in wealth creation. So if you'd like to learn more about the Art Bank of South Africa, we launched our official website in 2019, which is www.artbanksa.org, or you can follow us on our social medias platform, mainly Facebook, Instagram. And with that, I'd like to thank you all this afternoon.
So thank you so much for that incredible address. I think you touched on so many important points. Certainly 2020 was a year like none others, but it's also, I think, been good because it's refocused efforts around in government around needing to support our local artists, which has been a good step and beneficial. And also just to recognize the importance of arts in the world, in the way in which we understand the world and the way in which we develop as humanity. So I think I really thank you for that, and definitely request and reiterate that local artists must take advantage of the Art Bank initiative when it comes around again. Okay, so now for the exciting part of the evening, where we're going to announce the names of the artists who were bought for the collection. And for that, I would like to hand over to Councillor Helga van Staden. She is the member of the Mayoral Committee and the Portfolio Chair for Sport, Recreation, Arts and Culture, and a huge supporter of our department. And so it is with great honor that I hand over to Councillor to announce the names of artists who will be purchased for the collection.
Thank you, Emma, and thank you to our viewers, and thank you, Fernando, for your input. It is indeed exciting and a pleasure to announce the names of our artists whose artwork were purchased. The first name that I'd like to announce is Billy McNaughton, Brenton N. Warman, Christine Dixie, Jonathan van der Walt, Kader Abdullah, Kaya Nana, Michael Berry, Mkolisi Dola Sepeta, Natasha Besaidenout, Sukumzi Yendwana, Shamin Shibaba, Sonwabisi Nai, Tim Hopwood, Wezile Nteba, Zolani Sipugela. Thanks so much, Emma. Over to you.
So we would like to congratulate those 15 artists for getting to the top, for being purchased for the collection. We are so excited to start working with these new works in the collection, to adding them to the existing story, to finding interesting ways in which these new works interact with our existing collection. And we are just incredibly overjoyed to have new contemporary voices again reflected in the collection. So I would like to hand over to my colleague and to the other very important supporter in this project. It wouldn't have been possible without Utando Badusa. He's going to do the vote of thanks, but if I can just say a thank you in the interim, that really you can't run projects like this without a team or without support. And so with Utando Badusa and myself working collaboratively, this has really been a fantastic project, and we're very excited that we're finally here today with this wonderful exhibition. And so without further ado, I'll hand over to Utando. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone. I'm particularly pleased that we have reached this wonderful milestone. Emma and myself have, of course, been working tirelessly, advocating and pushing for this to happen. So it's for us, it's a really a wonderful moment. So we are very much grateful. And I also echo my thanks to her for being a collaborator and partner in crime for making this happen. I think it's important that the institutions of the city are doing a lot to not only create platforms for artists to exhibit their works, but also ensuring that they also get some monetary benefit. And more than importantly, I think it's important that we are growing a city collection that is reflective of the artists that are working and living in the Eastern Cape, and particularly in Port Elizabeth. So mine is to do a vote of thanks. And I think we definitely want to thank our guest speakers today. Nonto Msomi, thank you so much for a particularly insightful a talk which further emphasized what we firmly believe in, that the importance of visual arts to develop the local creative economy, and I think your talk certainly drives the point home very well. Councillor van Staden, thank you once again for being a staunch supporter of programs that we as a department put forward. We extend our heartfelt thanks to the Friends of the Art Museum and Museum Gala, who were indeed the stimulus for us to push for funds internally, but so it's important to have these civil partners that are supporting initiatives of this sort. So particular word of thanks to Michelle Brown and Adrian Gardner. Again, it's the role of the Art Selection Committee cannot be underestimated. It is through their dedication and offering of their time and expertise that we were able to complete this project. So a particular word of thanks to Professor Nyoni, Mr. Mama, Professor Diaga, and Professor Mbao. And also further want to extend a word of thanks. Projects like these will not be possible without different people working tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure that things happen. So a particular word of thanks to the Art Museum staff and Relocation Art Gallery staff, who have worked tirelessly to not only put up this wonderful exhibition, but work tirelessly as well to process all the applications, dealing with all the artists. So your efforts and hard work are definitely not unnoticed by Emma and myself. Also, we want to thank communications team, particularly Sive Kokwana and Sizwe Mangotwa and the rest of the other guys who were walked this journey with us as we were trying to get the word out about this project. So we are very, very, very appreciative. With those words, I think thank you everyone for coming. I think especially to our online audience, I see some of the artists are watching this live streaming. So thank you to the artists as well for the works that you produce. We are very excited for the works that have joined the City Collection, and we hope that in the next coming years that we'll be able to do this again. So thank you very much.